Well, when I made that video last year, I thought Clash Royale hit rock bottom. I was wrong. The beginning was evolutions. They released 4 evolutions, and the only way to unlock these evolutions for weeks, because it took weeks to get enough wild cards to unlock one, was to pay this offer. $100 US or $140 Canadian. This was the only way for weeks to unlock the most broken cards in the game. Otherwise, you could not get them. You physically could not unlock these cards unless you bought this offer for weeks. And even then, you could only get one. So that's off to a great start. So they're releasing one new evolution every single month, some months being 2. But the way you get it is you spend $15 a month, you get the Past Royale, you get the broken evolution. The only other way to get it is Season Shop, you get 1 wild shard a month. Special challenges, I don't know why that's there, that's just a joke. Shop offer, money, level up chests, those are a one-time thing. So the Season Shop also gives you 3 older shards that you can get for 5,000, 10,000, 15,000. But those are older shards, not the new broken ones, the ones that already got nerfed. This is all the span of like 6 months. You got level 15, $100 card evolution, $15 a month. Then they release Tower Troops. I don't even want to get into how stupid Tower Troops are, but let's just look at how they monetize it, all right? You open up the game. The only way to unlock Cannoneer at the time was a $50 US offer. You opened the game, you wanted to play the Cannoneer, you couldn't. You could not max out the Cannoneer unless you bought this offer. It was like that for almost a month until they realized they let you use wild shards. So that was something, but for a month, the only way to play this in competitive Clash Royale, because it gave you an advantage, was to spend $50. After the Cannoneer, of course they had to one-up themselves, right? Then they released the Dagger Duchess. Also, $50 offer. Not sure what currency this is what I found. And it was the most broken card. Stronger than Cannoneer. This literally changed the game in such a negative way that if you didn't play it, you just straight lost. So by definition, this is pay to win. $50. If you didn't play it, you lost. March 18th, so almost a full year later, they finally, apparently, release a good update for the free-to-play player. Lucky drops. At least on the surface, right? Because this is just free rewards for everybody, just by playing the game. But the majority of these rewards are just rewards they removed from the Season Shop. The Season Shop that you could customize what you wanted. No longer can you customize. You can't pick what you want. If you want a common, if you want a legendary, you can't pick those. The wild shards. Now, or wild cards. Now you're fully limited to RNGesus. If you don't get the RNG you want, you're not going to get the cards you want. Because that's all this is. They just reallocated those resources from the Season Shop to the Lucky Drop. Sure, there's a 1% chance you get a book of books. But you can't lock progression behind randomness. Because not everyone is guaranteed to get that. Some people are going to get lucky and get 2 to 3. But for every person that gets lucky, there's a person that gets unlucky. So that's not a good way to do it. So there's got to be a way to guarantee what you want. And right now there isn't. Because it's just lucky drops now. That's not good. It's also worth mentioning the book of books that we got for Past Royale for $5 inside of the Past Royale alongside everything else for years is now at $20, which Past Royale used to be $5 for everything. Now just the book of books is $20. Worth noting. 1 full year after the release of level 15, they finally released a single update where you can open the game and actually play that thing without spending money. And that's the Goblin Queen's Journey. So props to them for finally making something that everyone can play. The only problem with that is this game mode is absolute crap. It's literally one of those special challenges that you play for 10 minutes 2 or 3 times and you never want to touch again. But the only problem is they gate locked a lot of the cards, which force players to play something they don't want to play, which in and of itself is so stupid. Why force players to play this if they don't want to do it? It should be an option. Don't know why they lock those cards behind it. But anyways, good though. Free for everyone. This is what they need to do. But they kind of failed on this one, I'll admit. And that was the year. I just summarized the entire year of Clash Royale updates. You'd think after all those monetized, heavily monetized updates, they'd finally release something. And they did. But it just wasn't good enough. Not nearly. Even if it was a fun game mode, that's not enough to justify a year of all that crap. Last year when I made that video, I went into it with one mistake. I realize now I have a better perspective on everything that last year was a little misleading because I went into that video thinking that every single thing Clash Royale was doing, they had the best intention of its players behind what they were doing. But the problem is, I now realized they don't give a shit about anyone and they only care about money. You cannot tell me after what I just showed you, they care about you at all. They just want your money. They want that money, 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 because for whatever reason, something happened 2 years ago. It all started with the champions. Now that I see it, someone took over, the game lead or something, and they just decided, screw the players. Let's make money. Let's milk this bad boy for all it's worth. See how long we could go with it. I see so many comments saying, Supercell's so generous. They're giving us a free evolution shard. Oh my god. They're finally turning it around. Did you forget about level 15? Did you forget about how they monetized card evolutions at the beginning? $100 offer. Did you forget about Cannoneer? Did you forget about Dagger Duchess? Did you forget about Pass Rail? $15 a month to get the new broken evolution. Did you forget about how they released broken cards and the only way to max it is to spend money, and within a week they're nerfed? Did you forget about all that? But no, they're generous, right guys? They're generous. They give you that perfect match. They gave you a free mortar evolution last week, a couple weeks ago, maybe by the time I release this. I don't know. But you get what I'm saying. They're generous. Anyways, those people are really stupid. I just want to make sure you guys aren't stupid. When they release this kind of stuff, they're literally realizing, they're almost admitting their game is dying. Nobody has this stuff because nobody can afford to buy it. What would I do differently? You know what I'd do differently? I'd make a game players will want to play. Release features that are fun, that everyone has access to, and then guess what? You release things on the side of that are monetized, maybe skins too, that are not not pay to win. That once people are playing the game, if you get players playing the game, they're gonna spend money. That's all you got to do. But I think the only update since Clan Wars 2 that was a free update that gave players something new to do was the Goblin Queen journey, and that was a complete failure. But I have to say, releasing a new Path of Legends, Trophy Road is good. They just screwed it up. It should have been another one of those throwaway challenges that you never see in the corner of the game. But they wanted to try something differently, and give them props for trying. You never know how accurate this thing is, but I do want to mention this. This says it's from May 2024, right? So this is Android. Clash Royale is almost on par with Heyday revenue, and this is iOS. Heyday is making almost as much as Clash Royale. With all these updates Clash Royale have done, it has not improved their state in comparison to the other games. This is such, honestly, I just want to laugh at them because how many stupid updates they release that have just been plain cash grabs, and it hasn't worked. They're almost on par with Heyday, dude. Clash Royale is one of the most unique games ever released. It was like Game of the Year of 2016, 2017, whatever it was. Do you think Heyday had that crap? It's a farming simulator for 40-year-old women, and freaking Clash Royale can't compete. Or it barely competes. I showed that because it's important to realize that this crap ain't even working. So why they keep doubling, tripling down? They're just digging their grave, and then they're just throwing more dirt, and now they just literally put a layer of goddamn cement all over it, and the only way to do anything about it is have someone new come in and literally jackhammer every goddamn update they've done in the last 2 years, destroy everything, and rebuild. Because this game is just a joke. It is almost a parody on itself. If you look at Clash Royale gameplay 2 years ago to now, let's just start with champions. All right, so you got champions, you got evolutions, you got Princess Tower troops, you got King Tower troops. And guess what? Every single feature is monetized. I guarantee you, King Tower troops are going to be monetized at this rate. But I don't think they're going to do it just yet because how much of a failure the most recent update was. So I don't think they're going to go through with that yet, which is good. Because why have more monetized stuff at this point? I don't even want them to update their game. I don't want them to update their game. Because every single update just makes it worse. Makes the paywall bigger. You know what's funny? I think every update in the last year... I still can't believe this. Every single update in the last year... You go download it in the App Store, Google Play Store. You open up the game. You scroll. You go through all the pages. Where's the update? What can I do? There was this huge hype on this update, right? Where's the update? Where's the update? You can't find it. There is no update. Then a minute later, you scroll to the shop. Boom! Offer. 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 Yeah, that's the update. The entire updates in Clash Royale just offers in the shop. They aren't even trying to hide it. Like, you can't unlock anything. So you can't max out anything for free anymore. You have to pay money. And it's just a paywall after paywall after paywall. That's the update. That's all Clash Royale is these days. It's just a paywall. Honestly, at a point, just charge money for the game. Just make it a $20 game. Make it a $40 game. Honestly, make it a $100 game. Make it a nice round number like Evolutions. I do want to mention one solution that they literally could have made to make level 15 itself and everything else more manageable. You know how they tied level 15 to be one of the most monetized updates in gaming history? You know what they could have done? Because they even claimed they want player retention. That's why they released level 15. You know what they could have done? They could have tied card masteries to level 15. You would have to play a single card for what? 5 hours? 10 hours? You can make it 20 hours. It doesn't matter if you want that much of a retention. So in order to upgrade the card to level 15, you had to master the card. So there's no pay to win. You literally just grind the game. Imagine that. A game that you can have fun and grind to get rewards instead of just paying for them. They could have done that. That is such a genius move that obviously I came up with. That would have been fixed the whole player retention. Then you could have monetized Evolutions as they are. And I don't think a single person would have complained. I don't think a single person, maybe the tower troops being $60. But other than that, I don't think anyone would complain about any other monetized feature if they just had some grind, level 15, anything like that, that players can just compete at a fair level. But they can't even have that. They had to make it pay to win. You know, I got actually a short story that it was about 6 months after the release of level 15 when Path Legends turned level 15. A couple weeks after that, I went to a Twitch streamer. Not sure who they were. They weren't even English, but I understood what they were saying for the most part because you can just, you know, by the way they're doing things in the game. And he was playing. He was losing with his deck that he played for the last couple months, but the meta changed. It shifted. And the other deck he wanted to try, he didn't have level 15. So you know what he did? He was going through the cards, and he let out like a weird sigh, and then he scrolled to the shop offer. He bought 4 packs of level 15 Elite Wild cards, and then he continued playing ladder. That's where we're at. You can't even play the game anymore without spending money. Like, if your deck is bad, you spend more money. Just spend money. Hey, the new Broken Evolution, just spend more money. It'll give you free wins. Guys, this is not a competitive game. Wait, I'm serious. This is not a competitive game anymore. The game's in shambles if you're thinking about competitive. It is a cycle fest of evolutions. Instead of countering your players, the opponent's deck, you counter the Tower Troop. That just sits there. I'm talking about the Dagger Duchess. They did finally nerf her. Took, 3 months? 5 months almost? I don't even know. And instead of all that, it's just a cycle fest for evolutions. Evolution is still broken. There's no downside. You just buy the broken evolution, you win games. And that's what it is these days. Instead of a competitive game that, honestly, the original developers strive so hard to balance the game, making competitive. The modern devs are like, competitive? Money go brr, right? Am I right, guys? I'm right. No, I'm right. At this point, I just want to tell the developers to get their head out of their asses and just look around at the game you destroyed. Like, it's literally in shambles. But, like, why even bother? They ain't gonna listen. The last video got 1.5 million views. I didn't think it was gonna get that. I thought it was gonna get like 300,000. It got 100,000 likes. You can probably count on your fingies how many videos in Clash Royale history have 100,000 views that aren't some sort of trailer or something that went mega viral with like 5 million plus views. I didn't even ask for likes. It got 100,000 likes just because people agreed. But they completely ignored over 1 million people, 100,000 people guaranteed agreed with it, ignored. Completely ignored. So that's why I'm not even trying to even ask the devs to do anything, because they're just complete dumbasses at this point. Like, it is a joke, and I almost want to laugh at them not with them. Oh my god, I was gonna say at the game as well, but yeah, I don't even want to play the game anymore. The only reason why I still am on YouTube is just because I do enjoy making videos for you guys. I got nothing better to do, and I do want the game to go back to what it was, but that's not gonna happen. And I have to accept that, which is why the tone of this video is more different than the last one. It's because I don't know what stage of grief that is, but I've accepted the fate of this game. It's dead. When I say dead, I don't mean literally no one's playing the game. I mean the hype is gone. Nobody's talking about it. Kids in high school, are they playing Clash Royale? No. I guarantee you, Nobody is excited for any Clash Royale update anymore. They're like, ugh, update? God damn it, again? What else do I have to pay for? So the hype's gone. That's what I mean when a game's dead. The hype is gone, which this game is. And they're not going to get it back unless they completely like rebrand. It's going to take a lot of hard work because the community is pretty much fully against it. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. They've done nothing for the community. They've only taken and taken and taken. And eventually they're going to have to give. And when they realize that, I hope it's going to be soon. But they're going to have to realize that. I don't know if they're ever going to. They actually just might not. They might just be in their boardroom meeting, watching this video, calling me a dumbass, raking in the money. They're like, what a dumbass. He wants to play a game. Look at this money. Look at this $100 bill. 100. Imagine just, honestly, I could see it. The Supercell boardroom doing that right now. They don't care about us. I'm just going to stop talking.